If you're wondering which of these two brushes gives fine curly hair the most volume and definition, then you're going to want to watch today's video. I'm going to style side by side using the Bounce Curl brush and the Denman D3 so that we can compare which brush gives more volume and definition. I'm going to style this side of my hair with the Bounce Curl brush and this side of my hair with the Denman brush. And at the end of the video, I'll share with you how you can get more root volume. I'm going to be applying my hair products before I do the brush styling, just because the times that I've tried brush styling, putting the product on before, during, and after, it works better if I put all of the product in my hair before, and that way it's evenly distributed, and then I'm just working on creating the curl clumps. And this is because I have lower density hair, so it's really easy for me to apply too much product, and I don't want to do that because then it weighs down my hair and it just does not look good. So since my hair is like really damp, almost wet, but it's not as wet as it normally is when I style it in the shower, just because I got out of the shower like 20 minutes ago and I've sprayed it down. But so because of that, I'm putting a little bit of curl cream, just a little bit of the mop top. I typically do not use a cream or a leave-in. I just go straight into the main styling product, which is a gel. But since it's like a little drier than normal, I'm just giving it a little cream so that it can have the slip that I need to use these brushes right now. If I was just styling in the shower, then I would go straight into the gel. And for this wash, I'm going to use the Hydro Style Flexa Jelly from Bounce Curl, or Curlsmith, not Bounce Curl. I am just going to apply it and try to make sure that it is evenly applied, and then I'm going to go in with the brushes on each side. My hair dries really fast, so this is going to be a little tricky to get it done. I think I'm going to section it and I guess re-wet the sections as I go, but I don't want to do like one side and then the other because the other side will dry before I get to it, and then that's going to affect the results. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the bottom. So I'm just splitting my hair in half. Since I don't have a lot of hair, I don't need to do like a really big or a lot of different sections. And then I'm just gonna split it in half down the middle. And let's start off with the Denman side. I'm using the Denman on this side because I have heard that this leads to more volume, and this side of my head has less hair, so I want to use it on this side if that is the case. So if I just glide through like this, you can see there's really no tension. It kind of just brushes right through the hair, which is the problem that I have with most brushes. Creating the tension is what gives the curl clumps and helps reduce frizz. So if you are somebody who really struggles with frizz, then brush styling is ideal for you. So typically you want to take the brush and kind of twist it away to create a little bit of tension. You can also put your hands on the edge and pull like that to create more tension, which is what I have to do because this brush does not provide any tension whatsoever for me. So I have to do it like that. And I'm also pulling away, up and away, just to give a little more lift and volume. So this is one way to brush style. Another way is to do it like this, where you use the handle to twist the hair and create the curl clump. And then you kind of just unwind it very gently at the bottom so you're not pulling it through, and that creates your curl clump there. So this is really time consuming. This is not something I would recommend you do like all over or on a daily basis because that would just take too much time. At least for me, I don't like spending a lot of time on my hair. Let's try. So when you do it like that, you want to come down so you just got a little bit down here and then twist this way so that you're not creating any tangles or having too much hair stuck in the bottom. And then you're just going to unwind it. You don't want to pull straight down. You want to unwind it. And you can pull at the bottom. And there you go. You've got nice little curl clumps. Now with the Bounce Curl brush, it's a little different because it's kind of, let's start from back here. It's kind of already creating the ribbon curl for you because of the tension you're going to get from the boar bristles. So again, you're pulling up and see how it's creating individual clumps. That's perfect. Come down and then I just kind of gently bounce it a little bit and it creates the clump like that. So this is definitely faster to style with because of the fact that it creates the little clumps. It's not really clumping the right way though. Let's see if I can do it this way. Don't love it. Let's try doing it this way. I don't think you're supposed to use the brush like this, but let's see what it does. See, it's just creating one big clump, which is what I do not want. That's too big of a clump. So let's go back to, this really is not giving me the tension that I thought it would. But the curls are nice, nice little curls. You can see here, since I did the, I should have worn a lighter shirt. Since I did the Denman with the handle, the clumps are a little bit bigger on this side. So I really only got like 1, 2, 3 clumps of hair, whereas on this side, it's more split up. And so this is gonna lead to more volume, ideally. All right, let's move on to the next section. Okay, so I just split off the top section and I've only got a little bit of hair to work with here. It's really just like the sides, and everything else I've already done. So I'll start with this side this time. So I'm going to take it and I'm gonna pull up, and if I twist the brush away more, it gives a little more tension, but I don't want to twist too much because it's got the little notches on both sides. So I like that. Let's go this way. And then let's come on this side. You can see this is a little frizzy. So again, brush styling is really great for controlling frizz, but it is time consuming. All right, so I feel like this brush only works if I do it this way, because otherwise it's not creating clumps for me. So I'm just gonna have to split these clumps up so that they don't stay so big, because that does lead to less volume. And if I scrunch this up, then I can split it in two, which might totally ruin it, but I can twirl it back into its position. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's do this little piece right here. You want to work with your curl, like the direction that it tends to curl, which can alternate different directions, different parts of your hair. So if it's coming out wonky, then you can try curling in the other direction. All right. Now you see how this is all just one clump. I don't want that because it is going to just not look as good. So I'm going to split it up. And if you twirl it back in the same direction, it goes right back. So done with that. All right, let's do that last layer. Guess I'm parting my hair in the middle. So yeah, this on its own just does not give me any tension. It just slides right through. Doesn't really do anything, as you can see. Even if I were to shake it, I mean, it just looks straight. So not ideal in that sense. So I want to make sure that I am not creating, what's it called? Like really big clumps. This is tricky back here. How do I do this? Here we go. Okay, and then we work our way up. The only thing I worry about with this is making a line in the back here that's gonna show my scalp more easily, since my scalp already shows very easily. That's what I hate about styling like this. Okay, let's do the next one. Yeah, you really gotta make sure that if you're brush styling, you have enough slip in your hair so that you are not creating any tangles, breaking your hair, causing any damage, because this is much more damaging than just using your hands. Okay, so you can see really nice curl clumps with the Denman, but definitely quite a bit of work there. So let's work on the other side. I feel like this is easier to get root volume than with the other one. See, I can get it to pull away from my scalp much easier. Okay, so let's compare. That was much faster. All right, so you can see thinner clumps here, right? There's no frizz right now. I've definitely got a little bit more lift here. I don't know how to get more lift with this method over here, but you can see these curl clumps are much thicker. I'm concerned that this side is gonna look very thin because these clumps are so big, and I don't wanna break them up too much. Like if I start coming in and splitting them up, I feel like it's going to cause a lot of frizz. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. And I'm going to diffuse my hair, and we will see what the difference is when it is dry. It's already starting to dry, so I gotta very quickly get to it. All right, so I finished diffusing and I walked around for like 10 minutes just so that my hair could settle to get a better idea of what it actually looks like. And I'm really surprised that the way I thought it was gonna come out wet is kind of the opposite. So it's similar, the results are pretty similar, but you can see on this side, these ringlets are just like perfect. They look fake, right? Like they look like completely fake ringlets, and they're very uniform, and there's very, very little frizz. I have a little bit of frizz, like this one here, this little clump that probably just got disconnected from its buddies. But for the most part, it's pretty uniform, and there's a good amount of shrinkage. I even have lift up here, which I thought there's no way. I thought this side was gonna be flatter, but it's actually pretty similar in the volume on the side plus more volume on top. So I guess the idea that the Denman gives more volume is right, because we can see the difference in the two. I definitely have more volume on the Denman side. And this is the side of my hair that has less hair. Like I have lower density on this side. So usually this is the side that looks flatter. So this is not what I was expecting. Now for the bounce curl side, we have quite a bit of frizz, which I'm surprised. I mean, look, it's like a lot of fluffy parts. This is a little bit frizzed up. I mean, it's pretty much just this section here that's frizzy. You can see that that's like not clumped at all. So this, I would just re-wet it and redo it. I think the rest is okay. I've got some decent clumps down here and the front piece, but you can see the difference, right? These clumps are not the same. These clumps are very different. I should put them like in front. I don't think I can hold something in front. Let's see. Can I hold this in front? So you can see the difference. And then, I mean, I've got like some volume on this side, but it's just right here because of my baby hairs. If I were to get rid of these, it kind of has less volume, and it's kind of like straight-ish here. Like there's not a lot of curl happening near the top like there is on this side. I mean, the curls are starting pretty high up. That's not the case over here for most of them. Some of them are, but it's like fluffier. It feels a little fuller, but it doesn't look as full. I guess just because it's a little frizzy. It's a little frizzed out, but I'm surprised that even though I was lifting away and all that, I just don't have any volume up here, and I do on this side. Like really, it is not what I was expecting. So yeah, there you go. Bounce Curl Brush versus Denman D3. These are the final results. Now, my thoughts on using them. This was definitely easier to use. This is something I can see myself using every day. Doing the whole twirling thing with this, that's something that I would probably do on occasion, or just do like my front pieces or just like the top layer, because I don't have a lot of hair, so it doesn't take me a lot of time, but most people have a lot more hair than I do, and that can take like an hour. And I guess if you're washing your hair once a week, then I can see you doing it, because it does lead to more longevity when you brush style your curls like this. This is gonna hold up much longer than if I didn't brush style my hair. So that it does help with longevity and frizz, so it will last longer, so you will spend less time, like you won't have to refresh your hair, and you'll be able to stretch between wash days. So there's an argument for that, spending more time on wash day to like do it like really well, so that you can not touch your hair for 5 to 7 days. Yeah, so in that case, then brush styling is ideal, and I could see why you would want to use Denman. But my scalp gets angry on day 3, and there's no way I can go longer than that. So I gotta wash my hair every 2 to 3 days anyway. So yeah, that's not like a long-term solution for me. The other thing is looking at these brushes and how much hair is stuck inside of them. The Bounce Curl brush definitely has more hair, which means that it caused more breakage, or just pulled more hairs out of my scalp than this one did. This one has like 2 or 3 hairs on here. So this, because it's less tension, like the tension I got on this was probably light, where this was more medium. And that's because of the boar bristles. So because this has less tension, it's going to cause less breakage, especially in fine hair, because fine hair is more prone to breaking. It's just weaker because it's so like skinny. If you struggle with breakage, then you want to go with something like this that doesn't create as much tension. But if breakage is not an issue, you don't have a lot of hair falling out, then you can go with something that has more tension like this one. Now that you know which brush to use for more definition and volume, you might be wondering how you can get more volume in the root area. Watch this video next. It's called How to Get Root Volume and Curlier Roots. And in it, you'll learn how you can get your curls to curl a little closer to the root and give you a little bit more root volume, kind of like what I have going on this side. Just click the video you see on your screen, and I'll see you there.